There are far too many people who do not have confidence in the face of authority. And if a doctor raises assisted suicide with them, however tactfully or professionally, they will feel that they are being steered in that direction.
We know that very often depression is present at the same time as a diagnosis of terminal illness. We also know, Madam Deputy Speaker, that concepts such as, in inverted commas, terminal anorexia have now started to be used in certain different contexts. That suggests, unfortunately, that even despite the many protestations that have been made by those who understandably support this bill, there is the possibility that we could see those subject to eating disorders being pulled within the scope of this bill. In the Netherlands, which of course does have a different regime to that proposed, nonetheless, in 2010, 2 cases involving psychiatric suffering were subject to assisted dying. In 2023, there were 138 cases, a very substantial increase.
We are all elected to this place to elevate the voices of those who feel they are furthest away from power. And if we are to achieve this, we must make decisions to honour their experiences and to legislate to offer to protect them. But if hospices are unable to opt out of providing assisted dying as a collective policy, then the people who already feel ignored by the healthcare systems are more likely of fearing accessing the care they need at the end of their lives.
Given what we are beginning to know about coercive control, that the suggestion by a doctor, innocently, maybe neutrally, that this could be an option, could be latched onto by one who is coercively controlling someone who may choose assisted dying, and we will never find out until after that person's death, if at all, that that had been the case.
It's welcome that this new clause seeks to protect more individuals, but can she say why she's still not chosen to make provision for hospices and care homes to opt out without having their funding threatened?
The Royal College of Psychiatrists have stated that they do not feel at the moment in time there are sufficient psychiatrists who would be able to deliver that position on such a panel. What response does the member have to that?
I thank the honourable member for giving way, and the Royal College of Psychiatrists have a neutral position on the issue of assisted dying. If we refer to the impact... Yes, they do.
One of the greatest risks in this bill is around coercion. And it's not just coercion from family members or friends, but societal coercion and circumstances. And the current state of palliative care in our country is one of the worst in the developed world. And without adequate palliative care, patients might feel a pressure to go down the assisted dying route instead of seeking adequate care.
Eating disorders are primarily a mental health condition but have an obvious physical impact. There is a severe risk that the physical impact of an eating disorder can be diagnosed as a terminal illness, when in fact eating disorders are always treatable. We cannot allow vulnerable sufferers from eating disorders to elect for an assisted death when there remains the possibility of a full recovery and the chance of a happy and fulfilling future.
The bill does allow applicants to shop around for doctors. Yes. And it strikes me that there is a danger that some doctors will specialise in the provision of that service who might have an ideological view of this bill, giving it rather greater scope than she intends.
I am one of those people who is not against assisted dying in principle, but I am against this bill. And I'm happy to put on the record now that I have no personal religious beliefs. I'm against it for this simple reason. It will harm far more people than it will help. And those people that will be harmed are the most vulnerable in our communities. And I'm not willing to accept this collateral damage. So today is important as we have the opportunity to improve the safeguards in the bill so that some of these groups are better protected. And I urge members to take that opportunity to the full. It requires very little skill to draft law that works for 90% of cases, but there is much skill in ensuring that the other 10% is catered for as well. I urge everyone to set their standards to the highest today and think about how we can ensure those unordinary and unexpected cases are adequately protected too. It really is life and death, so please don't accept anything that isn't good enough.